Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Sean from Blue Ridge Silverhound. And today we got a cool little video for you guys. And what we're going to talk about in this one is discussing the 10 best pennies from the last 227 years that you could buy affordably for under $100. That seems like a really tall task, okay, given the age and just overall rarity of some of the earliest produced coins. Some of you probably already know, but pennies, up to a certain date were a lot larger. They were actually about as large as a $half, if you can imagine that. But in any event, in this particular video, we're going to take a look at some of the best specimens that you could buy and grade for each one of the designs from the last 227 years. You're not going to believe the type of coin that you can buy affordably for under $100. The cool part is, if you take a look at just the dollar value, $100, if you were to, say, purchase a coin that's $100, let's say that's all your budget is, and you wanted to put yourself together a really nice typeset of some of these early American copper coins, I am going to say that this is probably really, really nice collection of coins that we're going to talk about. And they're all attainable at any given time for this price point. So before we go ahead and get started, as always, like, share, subscribe the video, hit the bell for instant notification, so that way you can get all of the newest videos front and forward for you as they're made available and uploaded. And I want to thank everyone for joining in on this video. So let's go ahead and get started. And as always, I got my handy mouse pointer to help identify certain areas that need identifying. With a list like this, $100 is $100. Okay, it could buy a lot of coin. It could buy a little coin. But there are always a few exclusions, all right? There are a couple in this particular list. Starting out with the chain cent. It's a 1-year date only coin. It's the very first produced, mass-produced penny from the U.S. Mint. Now, terminology-wise, okay, they're all cents. All right, penny is derived from England, but you'll probably hear me come in and out between cent and penny in this video, and that's okay. They can be referred as either or. Now, the 1793 Liberty chain cent, undoubtedly the very first, most sought-after coin in all different grades of condition. This is a coin that is not attainable for under $100 for any reason. The coin can be cut in half. It can be environmentally damaged. It could have a lot of corrosion and things of that nature. There's not a coin that you could buy from a chain cent in any grade or condition state that would make it under $100. So this is what I would say is on the impossible list. Now, 40, 50 years ago, that might have been a different kind of narrative. All right, coins weren't worth nearly as much as they are today, and a chain cent, I would say, could have been acquired for under $100, albeit not a high-grade specimen. The next coin that's kind of excluded on the list is going to be the early wreath cent. Okay, it's also 1793. Just over 60,000 pieces were produced of this particular coin. These are not on the availability list for under $100. As a matter of fact, doing some research, I couldn't find one reasonably that is problem-free for under $1,000. So let's say later on down the line, you've purchased all the other coins on the list as part of your typeset, and you really wanted to pick up one of these wreath cents. Figure about $1,000, and that's going to be for a coin that generally would grade somewhere around Fair 2 to AG 3. It's not a super powerful coin, but just owning one that's not corroded or damaged or anything like that is a huge task in itself and a huge win when you're able to finally buy that one coin. Now, here's where it gets interesting. We have a whole bevy of coins that I have found sold within the last, I would say, 30 days to 60 days. Okay, so these are all fresh sales. And these are all realized prices, all from greatcollections.com. I was able to kind of pick and choose the coins that fit the criteria. And you'll find that even some of these coins on the list, even after you've purchased it, still leaves some extra money available that you could, I guess, compound on the next coin, so that way you can afford a little bit better coin. So we're going to go ahead and start off with one of my favorites, and that's going to be the Liberty Cap. Now, this bad boy right here doesn't look like a whole lot, but this coin is actually got enough detail that you know exactly what the date is. It's a 1795. You know what type of coin it is. And finally, this coin straight graded. Not damaged, not corroded, not anything. It's an NGC Fair 2 example. Alright, so for under $100, this is what you would expect. As a matter of fact, Great Collections sold this one item right here for exactly $100. So there you go. At least you're able to get a Liberty Cap. If you're able to stretch that budget to say $300, $400, $500, of course you could get a lot better coin. A lot of folks that I do know that actually tackled the obtaining one of each penny from the last 200 plus years. You know, they've actually stretched a little bit on the Liberty Cap coin just so they could have a coin with much better detail. But it's really nice to know that you could find a nice problem-free example that exhibits a full date. I mean, it's right there, clearly, 1795. It's a Liberty Cap. It's got the cap right here. This is a really nice fair coin, all right, and one in which that I'm glad to have been able to find for the contents of this video. I would have been sad if nothing would have been available, but I wouldn't wait too much longer to try and find a coin that you could effectively buy for under $100. That's going to be problem-free. So coming up next, we have the Draped Bust Large Cent. This is a coin that, believe it or not, for quite a few of the dates, okay, this particular one is an 1802 Draped Bust Large Cent. You could find 1803s, 1805s, 1806 large cents for around the same price point. Now, the X factor is going to be grade. This particular coin is what they call the no stems variety. Okay, generally you'll have these stems coming out right here at the bottom of the wreath. This particular example is stemless. Okay, and it'll also show 1 over 100, so it does the old fraction thing. This one is worn down quite a bit. Now this one grades out NGC Good 4. Okay, which is a nice respectable grade when it comes to problem-free early large cents. Okay, so Good 4 is a great grade that I would say not only for a Draped Bust example, but also the Liberty Cap before it, you just get a lot more detail in there. This coin, I'm happy to say, sold for only $80. So $100 might be able to get you like a VG. Or, you know, maybe a fine details. Details being it has problems. So this one right here, unequivocally, is a good choice for under $100. And again, you have a couple different date ranges that you're able to kind of play around with as you're searching for some of these coins. Alright, so the next one that we have here is probably one of the toughest, okay, and this is called the Classic Head Large Cent. Okay, this one right here, the 1814, is the more available date out of the very short series that this is. The only problem is the survival rate of this series in general is pretty light. Okay, there's not a whole lot of coins that grade higher than VF in this particular series. So, with that being said, this is a coin that even in lower grades is a little bit pricey. Now, the example that we see here is an NGC Good 4. Actually, I don't have the slab label. You just saw the next coin. And it looks a lot better. But this one right here is what they call the Crosslet 4. It's not a plain 4, but it's got a little down bar right here at the end of the 4. And that's how it's identified as the Crosslet 4. It is also attributed as Sheldon 294. So that's a die pairing for this type of coin. So this one right here sold for exactly $75. You can't ask for anything more. It's a very respectable looking coin for a typeset. Again, you could get a lot more coin if you stretched out your budget to $200 to $300. You could get something that's like a nice VG8, maybe a fine 12 for that kind of money. I would certainly stick with coins that are problem-free for the classic heads. It's a very difficult series to find some really nice eye-appealing coins. So the next coin that we saw here just a second ago is an 1838 Matron Head large cent. Now, this particular series is a little bit longer. Okay, it goes on for 20 plus years. But this particular design right here, you have a lot more available to you for the kind of like budget that we're looking at. This particular example right here is a nice, pleasing overall example. You have what begins to be a lot more design devices that are not as worn on this particular coin. On these leaves on the reverse wreath, you still have a lot of definition. Okay, you could actually see some of the texture on these leaves right here. So this is a really nice coin. As far as grade, this particular example is a PCGS XF40. All right, so we're talking a whole heck of a lot more coin for the value. And guess what? This one sold for $79.55. Yes, you heard that right. We beat the estimate by a good $20, and you can even, if you wanted to, you could take that $20, stretch it out over another coin, or, find a little bit of an upgrade on this one. Maybe an XF45 is in the cards. Or maybe you could find one that's probably 5 years older, where the Matron Head is a little bit chunkier and fatter on those older examples. You could find maybe like an 1833 XF40 for around $100, give or take. But this is a really nice coin for the budget. And if you were looking for coins for under $100, I suppose you could do a lot worse. And I guess the one narrative that you've seen is every single coin is graded. You could easily find these on eBay, Great Collections, Heritage, in the price point that we're trying to set. All right, so that's the Matron Head cent. Now here's another one of my favorites, and it's going to be the Braided Hair. Okay, this is the final design type for the large cents. So before we jump into the small cents that we're all used to seeing, this is the final design for the large cent. Now this one's an 1853. This is a really nice, pleasing coin that exhibits tons and tons of details, especially in the hair. That's where it's at. You have full liberty, a full crown, all these stars well defined. The reverse looks nice and sharp. This is a great example right here. Now, grade wise, the one I've been able to find for you for under $100 is an AU53 brown, graded by NGC, problem free, beautiful, stunning coin. This one example here, ladies and gentlemen, sold for only $83. Can you guys believe it? We are beating the budget on a lot of these coins by about $15 to $20, and that says a lot. There's a lot of coins that you could buy affordably for this $100 budget. Okay, so don't look at a $100 budget as being something that you're kind of handcuffed to. You could buy a whole lot of coin with enough diligent searching and shopping. You could find some really nice pieces. Now you don't have to settle for anything less. Now, we're going to get into the size of coin that we're all used to seeing. Okay, these are affectionately referred to as small cents. Okay, so we have the large cents that went from 1793 to 1857, and then we're picking up with the Flying Eagle. Now, the Flying Eagle is a short series. It goes from 1856. As you guys know, it's a prohibitively expensive coin, because it's it was only struck as a proof, in which just over 10,000 pieces exist of that coin. But the one I've been able to find for you today, as my tongue is getting untied, is going to be a superb looking edition where you have lots of detail left on this eagle design. The reverse has plenty of detail itself with this wreath. You can see a lot of the dentils on the rim which is really nice. And on the reverse, this is a really sharp, nice type piece. Now, this one right here is an Annex EF40 or XF40, however you want to say it. Now, this one right here is really affordable at this particular grade. This one sold for only $74.01. Now, that is a tremendous bargain. You could probably stretch to an XF45. I mean, now we'd be talking. These were the copper nickel type of coins. So from 1856 all the way up to 1864, okay, the first few years of the Indian head cent, okay, these were referred to as white cents. All right, that's only because of the composition. So here is the Indian head. Now we're going to get into the final two design types that we probably have seen on a number of occasions. And for this particular last two, I've actually identified two different types of coins for each one, just so you could see kind of like your range as far as type of coin you could buy. So for the Indian head cent, I've elected to go with a tough one. This is a 1908S. Yes, you heard that right. It's a San Francisco minted coin. You can see the S mint mark on the reverse, just underneath the wreath design right here. And the reason why I say this is tough is there's only 2 dates in the entire Indian head cent series in which there is a physical mint mark. The 1908S that you see here with a lower mintage, and the 1909S as well. Now the 1909S, believe it or not, is affordable at $100 or less. The only caveat is you would have to buy a coin that grades out like, you know, fair to AG3. We're talking low ball status. But if you wanted something with a little bit more meat on the bones and still able to kind of like hold on to that rarity level, the 1908S is certainly a great pick. Now, the next coin that I had found for you guys is going to be the exact extreme. By the way, the 1908S sold for $75.10. Wow, that's pretty incredible. And that one graded out NGC VF25 Brown. So the 1905 Indian head cent that you see here before you is the exact extreme opposite. These we're talking polar opposites in terms of how you want to spend your money. But this one right here is a really stunning NGC Mint State 63 red brown. This one is just oozing with all sorts of beautiful pink toning on the obverse and the reverse of the coin. Now, someone take a look at this and say, oh, there is absolutely no way you can buy this for under $100. But lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, this is a coin that's sold on great collections for only $84. Incredible. Here's the coin in the slab. Absolutely beauty, stunning, lots of luster. The color adds that extra zing to it. I would have a feeling that you could buy this for like 80 some dollars and then turn around and flip it for, you know, and make 40, 50 bucks profit. That's how beautiful this coin is. So I was actually pleased to be able to offer two different types of examples. Now, you could add in a third variant. You can actually try and find some of those tougher 1870s coins. You know, like an 1874 in a XF40 can be had for under $100. A just overall really difficult decade to try and find some really nice examples of some of these coins. So that's the Indian head cents. And then finally, we're going to go ahead and end it off on good old familiar Lincoln cents. All right, so the two that I chose for you, I feel like helps best exemplify how $100 should be spent, starting with this 1931S. Now, the 1931S is what I would consider to be a semi-key date. All right, so it's got a mintage sub 1 million, so it's got that toughness factor to it. A lot of the coins were hoarded at a high mid-state range, all right, because people knew that these were going to be low mintage coins, so they held on to them at much higher grade levels. The one example that we have here is going to be a PCGS AU50. That's a really nice coin. And with this kind of coin, with all the meat on the bones that we're talking about, this one sold for only $74. So we definitely beat out the $100 budget estimate on this one. In addition, we got a coin that we could effectively say is a semi-key date Lincoln cent. Not many people would say they own a coin of this nature, but this coin right here is a definite add to any Lincoln cent collection, let alone a typeset of Lincoln or penny coins. All right, so we're going to end it off on a coin that I think best exemplifies under $100, and that's going to be the 1909S, baby. This is a coin that should be in any and every collection. Now, this one does not have the VDB initials on the reverse. This one is a little bit more available. Okay, it is a lot cheaper in comparison to the VDB reverse coin of its same date and mint mark, but a 1909S, all right, says a lot about your collection. All right, it's like, hey, you know what? I've graduated to the big leagues. I'm not playing in the little leagues anymore. You have a coin that undoubtedly is a staple to your Lincoln cent series. This one right here is a nice, pleasing NGC VF35 brown, and this one sold for exactly $100. Whew. Now, that is quite a list. If you're able to buy one of these coins per month, minus the chain cent and reed cent, you would have a collection that's probably worth between $1,000 and $1,200, all from just 10 coins. You know, it's a great way to invest your money, especially, you know, when you're trying to build a collection that's going to be smart and a collection that you're going to be able to get your money's worth out of it in time. Okay, these coins will only enhance in value. Like I've mentioned before, some of those earlier coins all day long can be had for under $100 40, 50 years ago at much higher grades, all right? But we've come to learn that the market has changed quite a bit in the last 50 years. So some of the most affordable coins back 40, 50 years ago are just ridiculously expensive today because they're problem-free and they're rare, all right? You could do the same thing today. Pick up some of these astonishing, beautiful coins for under $100. Make sure you buy problem-free. It always helps if you purchase coins that are already graded in the slab, and that's where you're going to make a huge difference. Because in 20, 30 years down the road, where you're like, you know what, I'm getting along in the years, I just want to go ahead and sell my collection. Don't be surprised you sell all these coins collectively for $2,000 to $3,000. One day that's going to happen. Is it today? No. You're trying to build your collection today and prepare it for tomorrow's sale. So anyways, it was a lot of fun. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you got a little takeaway, and hopefully this will incentivize you to put together your own budget collecting kind of desire. All right, if you guys enjoyed this video, I'd be happy to do more on other denominations. Just let me know in the comments box. If you like it, I'm going to do another one, baby. This was a lot of fun. And, you know, as always, like, share, subscribe to this video. Hit the bell for instant notification. I'm your host, Sean, with Blue Ridge Silver Hound. Oh, I'm losing my breath because it's awesome. I love talking about stuff like this. Coinaholics, we are discovering together. You guys take care. Have a great one. Enjoy the hobby, and I'll see you on the next video.